actually set one. Once I figure out where my timer is.
Okay. Mr. 6-year-old watch.
Dang it.
Well, you should have
Since
assumed
when?
that. I mean, like, oh, we're like 40 seconds in. Oh, I'm spot on, 20 seconds. Do you remember what we were talking about before this episode? Because I can't.
Mostly about friends and making sure you make friends with the right people that are on your team rather than just keeping you around. Not keeping you around, but just kind of making themselves feel better.
Yeah. No, don't chase it. Don't chase it. I guess I have no more thoughts on that. That's self-explanatory. Like, be around people who are on your team. Wow. Good job, Jared. This is gonna be long. We were talking about AI before, and I never came back around to that.
No.
Have you heard of quantum computing?
Wait, you gotta go back.
Why?
There's a red coin.
So?
Don't you need to get it?
No.
I thought it was important.
No, and not on this one. I don't care
Oh.
enough. I'm not going to get 100. I'm not doing a completionist run
Okay.
of this.
Alright. You didn't even try.
Sorry, I hit the wrong button. I'm used to the old Nintendo 64 controller. I keep forgetting which button is which.
Quantum computing?
Yeah, have you heard of that?
I've heard of the term. I'm on Joe Rogan's podcast. Mainly.
I don't know a lot. So do you know what bits are?
Bits.
Binary. You've heard of binary?
Yeah, zeros and ones.
Yeah.
That make up everything, basically, on the computer.
So, quantum computing is, I'm probably gonna botch it. But instead of 1 or 0, you get somewhere between 1 and 0.
Oh.
And so all of those bytes are that.
So it's able to compute things.
It's able to compute variables. It's able to predict variables. It is more important than this.
Huh.
So they're looking into. They're able to. The idea behind it is that they'll be able to calculate things. That's something about this. So the best way I heard it described was like, okay, if you had like a bunch of different compounds and you put those into the computer, even though they've never been tested out in real life, the computer will be able to, as soon as you hit enter to run the program, it'll have a solution instantly. Because it's already, it's able to calculate probabilities of things. It's really confusing. I don't totally get it. You should look it up though. Look it up on your phone. Like, look up a quantum computer. At least an image of one. Because they look interesting. They look like something out of a sci-fi movie. Like they truly look like some sort of a like science fiction. Like
Oh yeah,
out of,
they
a
look
Star
like some
Trek.
like Hadron Collider. Oh no, they look like some kind of laser.
They kind of look like a down periscope kind of looking thing.
Yeah, like the
that's-
Honey I Shrunk the Kids laser.
Yeah, yeah. They're very weird. I've watched a lot of videos on it, and I still don't completely.
Do they have to make them look that way, or they just want to make them look cool? Do they really have? Is that a purpose for them, or they're like, this sounds cool. We're gonna make this look cool. Do you have to? No, not at all.
I think a lot of that has to do with their running. I think they're running something colder than liquid nitrogen through it. So, like, they try to keep that computer at near 0 Kelvin.
So I can run faster or more efficiently.
No, I have no idea why it has to be so cold. No, I take that back. I think it has to be so cold because it has something to do with. I think it has something to do with the way atoms, like the friction of atoms or something. And so it has to be extremely cold to be able to operate.
Yeah, I'll quick try to.
How do I get you to come out? I forget. How do I do it? Come on, Neil.
They harness the laws of quantum mechanics to solve problems too complex for classical computers. 2020s, we will have quantum computers that are significantly better than supercomputers today.
Yeah.
But they don't predict them to be in mass use by governments or companies until the 2030s. And they're thinking that they'll eventually shrink them down to the size that is viable for regular consumer use. So it sounds like in the next 10 to 20 years, we're going to be able to buy personal ones,
Yeah.
potentially.
But what is it?
Yeah.
I still am not. I don't know. I don't know enough about that stuff, and I'm pretty techie, and I still don't know what that exactly means or how it's able to do it or how it runs any different than a regular computer. Like, what is going on in that thing that it doesn't need to do ones and zeros?
Right.
Then you start to go, are we quantum computers, Brian?
We're part of just a simulation.
Where's life simulation that's predicted us? Why am I
Scientists-
still driving this Lincoln?
Yeah.
It's because I like it.
So basically, an example would be scientists that want to know how to use how a molecule can behave. They have to synthesize it and run experiments in the real world, versus a quantum computer could basically run all the possibilities without actually having to make it,
Right.
or run all the make it in theory and then run the experiments in theory and see the results without actually having to synthesize the molecule.
Right, but how in the world is that? How does a computer do that? Like, you're basically saying, oh, we've created a computer that can predict the future.
You basically determine the outcome of something without actually ever having to do it.
We've no big deal, but we've created. We made God.
Yeah.
We don't know how we did it, but we do, and we have to keep God very cold.
That's interesting. Yeah, definitely that, and AI. It's going to be an interesting 10 to 20 years.
Well, especially if you like combine AI and quantum computing, like what will that look like?
Yeah, it's going to be some Star Wars, Star Trek-y stuff coming up.
I was thinking a little more Matrixy.
Yeah, that's probably more accurate. We're all just going to be in vats,
Terminator.
plugged in. Terminator.
We watched that recently. That was
The original one?
Yeah.
I like the second one.
Yeah, Judgment Day is by far like the best. When Arnold Schwarzenegger cuts off the skin on his arm
Yeah.
and just, fillets it off of the mechanical bone or whatever. I don't know. It's just cool. You're just like,
Speaking of which, there's a new Expendables movie that's either out or coming out. You remember when those started coming out like over a decade ago?
we were very excited about those.
We are probably within the 10 years of all those super celebrity guys, like Arnold and Sylvester and all them not being here probably.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a weird reality.
Because I think Sylvester Stallone he's almost 80.
I think that they're both
he's
about
like
the same age.
78.
Well, why don't I just look it
Yeah.
up?
Ask the almighty Google. Oh, almighty Google, tell us how old Arnold.
He's 77,
He is 77.
and Arnold Schwarzenegger is
Oh, I meant Sylvester Stallone.
Sylvester Stallone is 77. Arnold is 76.
Chuck Norris is getting up there too.
Steven Seagal is 71.
Steven Seagal.
The-
Have it. Flying helicopters are like.
Chuck Norris is 83.
Who?
Chuck Norris is 83.
Norris is 83. That's crazy. Okay,
Jean-Claude
Chuck
Van
Norris-
Damme is 62. We still get Jean-Claude Van Damme for he's about.
Has Jean-Claude Van Damme gotten in anything recently though? In the last 20 years?
In the last 20 years, yeah, he had a couple good movies come out in the early 2000s.
That thing that Mike showed us with Steven Seagal, that was pretty great.
I'm gonna be bummed. Clint Eastwood's probably one of the next guys to go. He's 93. He's still doing movies though. He's still doing relevant movies and directing them.
Did you ever watch
Cry Macho. What?
What did you say?
Cry Macho. He just made that, came out in 2021.
Cry Macho?
Yep, that's Clint Eastwood movie. It's supposed to be pretty good. But even Robert De Niro's getting up there.
Ow. That would make my spine pop.
Robert De Niro's 80. You know what?
Robert De Niro is 80 years old?
Yeah.
Wow.
And what's his face? Who is the original Joker? And Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, Jack Nicholson.
He's supposedly, I think, got dementia, or that people are concerned about his health because he's basically just secluded himself to his mansion and doesn't really come out anymore.
Is Jack Nicholson the same one who was in The Shining?
Yep.
That was Jack Nicholson.
He's 86. We are on the precipice. We are we're gonna lose a lot of those guys in not too long, I would guess.
I never really. Well, I guess they were like pretty iconic. Yeah, they are pretty iconic. I should say. I was also thinking of. Well, there's like a lot of good actors after them, like Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks
is getting old too.
Yeah, he's got to be in his 60s, I bet.
Yeah, I think that's.
Tom Hanks,
Yeah.
67.
Oh, wow, he's in his late 60s. I
Yep.
was thinking he was in his early 60s. What am I doing now? Treasure of the Ocean Cave. Oh, yeah, I know this one.
So Oppenheimer, remember we saw Robert Downey Jr. He is 58.
54.
He's
Oh.
58.
Robert Downey Jr. is 58?
Yep.
Iron Man is 58.
Yep.
That's really good for 58.
Yeah, that was a good movie, I thought.
Yeah, I thought so too. Kind of,
I want to rewatch it. Megan and I wanted to go watch it again, and then we missed today, and now it's not really being played in theaters that much.
Oh, that's a bummer.
But as soon as it gets released on something streaming, I'm gonna rewatch it. There's so many details to that I probably missed first go through.
Yeah, I feel like that's a have to watch like 2 or 3 times to get the full effect, you know?
Yep. And that
Did you set a timer?
I actually did.
Yeah!
Yeah.
Yeah! Good job, Brian. Okay. Well,
That concludes.
hold on. Let me get these.
That concludes.
No, let me
Okay.
get these. Let me do it.
I gotta get to a point. I gotta
Oh,
get to a
go
point
back to the original.
that I save. No, I said get off right now. No, I gotta save first.
Huh?
Don't you remember playing games as a kid and your parents decided it was
Oh,
time for you to
yes.
do it? Like, no, wait, I gotta save first.
No.
No, turn it off right now.
How
No.
long is it going to take you to save? I don't know. I'm at a hard part.
And then they just turn it off on you and you lost all your progress. Anywho.
Your mom and dad. I don't have any parents. I love them. Anyways, next time on
Smart Donkeys.
we will. I don't know. We'll talk about random stuff again because that's what we do.
Yeah, hope you enjoy it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know we do. I think we do. I'm talking for me.
Yeah.
You
yeah.
enjoy it,
yeah.
Brian?
It's good. All good things.
Lying son of a-
Nailed it.
Nailed it.